Hello, Fightful Faithful. It's a Tuesday. And as such, NXT.
It is not just Tuesday. It is not just NXT, Alex. It's the Sour Grabs post show.
All right.
For January 13th. Lucky 13 today. Get in your super chats. Get in your humper chats. Humperchats.com. Leave a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to Fightful Select. Pick up my dry cleaning. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Clean my room. Do all these things, both for Fightful and supporting us, and for me personally, because I'm tired today and I'm a little overwhelmed. And I would just make it a lot easier if other people would do my chores. And the Fightful Awards, there's a couple categories, and then watch them on Monday. Yeah. I'm a promotional wizard.
You want chores done. You got to get yourself an 8-year-old girl desperate for Robux because she climbed under my desk with a dustbuster last weekend. And it was pretty great because the underneath my desk is hard for me to get to with my bad knees. And so she clambered under there with a dustbuster, and I was like, "All right, that's $2. Go see what your mom wants."
I love that. I love that fun. For you. We support child labor here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, a bunch of her little friends live on farms. They got to get up at 5 a.m. and milk stuff. You know what I mean? She gets off pretty easy if all she's got to do is a little dust busting.
Is that for real? You have farm friends?
We have. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly how many of her actual friends live on the farms. We live in a farming community, so I know that she has classmates who live on farms. So,
do you buy your eggs and your vegetables from them?
No.
You should. That sounds fun.
I guess I would if I knew that they were out there selling. We don't have a farmer's market. We probably should in this town. This town is really bad about, all the stuff that local governments are supposed to do for their town. Outside of running a Little Miss Peanut pageant, they pretty much suck at all those things. So, except for corruption, they're pretty good at corruption as far as I can tell. But other than that,
as far as town events, though, your family is pretty much batting 1,000 because you have a Little Miss Peanut in your presence. So I'm just saying.
All I can say, yeah, let's do it. Mate Normus says, I currently smell like icy hot and buffalo sauce. Let's crank. Tomlin future endeavored himself. The Berg will have their 4th coach since 1969.
Yeah.
Nice.
Embarrassing 4th quarter for the Steelers yesterday. Probably a necessary change. Pretty insane run from Mike Tomlin. 19 years. A severe lack of losing seasons in that time. We had no quarterback for a decade. He's an unreal coach, and he'll do well somewhere else. But I do think it was a good time to move on. I'm glad that they it seems like a mutual deal. But the whole AFC North is just trading coaches, and honestly, the Bengals probably need a new coach most of all, and they're the ones not getting in on the party. So I don't know what that's about.
Greg Cherry says, attention SGS, behold Sir Alex of Sour and Lady Kate of Graps. News from the Western Keystone State, the never-seen 19 Mike Tomlin has faded into the fog. Black and gold suffering isn't just for NXT.
It's true. And if Mike Tomlin is in the fog, is he now going to be with Shiloh Hill? Is Shiloh Hill trying to avoid him at all costs? I have so many questions about the fog, but we didn't get fog answers. We got flying squirrel questions today, which we'll get into in a little bit.
And I am just about done with old squirrel guy. I don't know he's not. Fog it or nothing. Give me the fog.
I need answers before I get more questions.
You know what? How long are we into what's the monetization length? Are we past it?
We're past it, and I think they got rid of that, but we're through the 5 minutes.
My new thing, you know how like shape up or ship out or whatever with they say to people, this is my thing with the Shiloh Hill character. Fog it or fuck it. Get out. I don't want. I'm done. You give me the fog or you get the hell off my screen. Fog it or fuck it. That's it.
You know what? It's kind of like fog around and find out. We need to find out.
Fog
around. We fogged around.
Or find out. Yes. You fog around or you're going to find out.
I do have to address this, even though it's not a super chat. Yeah. I'm a Browns fan, and so I'm happy the Squealers lost. Let me tell you what's not an issue for the Browns, and that's the Steelers. The Browns are your own problem. Getting rid of Stefanski was a weird call. You have so many of your own issues, so don't go bringing the Steelers into it, because the Browns are an entity unto themselves. I also am just seeing a lot of love that Allie's back in the chat. Allie's going to be on that Girl Fight show, which is awesome. An incredible lineup from a project that Billy Starks is putting together. So congrats to her. She probably was like, oh, sorry, I haven't been around in a while. I was collecting 900 other belts because I'm basically, I mean, I'm sorry. I meant Allie Albright. I don't even know who Allie Cease is, but whatever.
Right.
Fog around or find out, Alex. That's what we're rolling with.
There we go. So WWE is fogging around with a lot of stuff because they don't seem to know what the hell they're doing with so much. They've been put into a really bad position and they're failing miserably. This is a test. You are being pop quiz, hotshot. You have no more Obafemi. What do you do? What do you do? Oh, we lost Kate. I had a whole thing, from a movie that's now 30 years old. So the fog got Kate. The fog got Kate, and I don't know what to do with that. I need her back because there's so many things to talk about. Come on, she fogged around too long. There was too much fogging around, and now look what happened. She found out. She fogged around, and now she found out. So that's all I got to say about that. Hopefully she comes back soon. I don't know what the hell happened. Usually she sends me a message. Do I even have my phone here? What did she send me something? Was StreamYard told me to go fog myself. That's what she said. This is a quote directly from Kate. StreamYard told me to go fog myself. So, it's StreamYard's fault. No, we haven't decided on puns. I don't know what the puns are. I don't know. I mean, what could the puns be? It's always so hard unless there's like a specific thing that's happening. I don't know. We already did weather puns when we're talking about fog. We did weather puns, right? We already did that. I don't know. You know what? Football puns? I don't know. It's the football playoffs. Football puns? Football puns. It's the football puns. Football puns? I'm saying it. Football puns. There you go. Football puns. There you go, guys. We're doing it. Okay? There you are. I don't know why it's taken so long to get Kate back in here, but she'll be back soon. I guess here she comes, I think. Almost. Soon. Yes? Almost. We're almost here. We're almost back. We're almost back. We are so almost back. We are almost so back. It says she's here, but like all I got is this thing. Okay. Are you coming back? Hello? No? I'm just going to start talking about the show, I guess. So, we start the show. No, Kate wasn't back yet. We start the show with the title belt still in the middle of the ring, and I'm gonna go ahead and headcanon it that nobody picked up the title belt when it was left there last week. Nobody picked that up. Nobody. It's just been sitting there for a whole week in the middle of the ring. And then Ava walks up to it and says, she says, last week, Obafemi vacated the title, and then she picked it up. She left it there for long enough to them to get a close-up of it. And Kate, I apparently can't get back into the damn thing. Kate is rebooting. Kate is fully rebooting. So there you go. That's what we've got. We've got Kate is rebooting her computer. So that is fun. Everybody on the roster, even members of Evolve who haven't been signed to NXT yet, they're all standing around the ring. Like there was a Luca Crucifino sighting. Luca Crucifino was standing around at ringside. He's had a haircut now and an entire change of gimmick. He looks like one of the Jersey Shore guys. He had it looked like it was a short sleeve, fancy silk button down, gold chain, white tank top underneath. The beard is all trimmed really close and lined up tight. And then he cut his hair. His hair looks all. He's got some bangs. He's got some really greasy bangs. Remember, he had a ponytail. Cut the ponytail. Luca Crucifino sitting at ringside. They had a close up of him reacting to stuff. I don't know, man. Yeah, Cody. Kate's internet. Apparently, it's her phone. It's her phone. It's her phone. It's her phone. So, not her phone, her computer. I don't know why I said phone. Because I'm flustered. I'm phonestered. I'm flustered. So, there you go. That's what we got. So, she says that whether you have been grinding at this for years, whether you are been overlooked, or whether you just got here, there is no better time than right now. And then Ricky Saints' music hits, and he comes out wearing a sweater that he got out of the ladies section, out of the juniors and misses section. And he says it's so great to have me here. I ran out the entire Stand and Deliver main event from last year. Trick Williams is gone now. He's on SmackDown. Javon Evans is on Raw. We know Obafemi has left and gone to the main roster. All of them were scared of me, so they left. What am I saying? Me going on and on, Ava. I'll cede the floor to you, and then you can do the honors and bestow upon me the title that I so richly deserve. See, Miss Kate Fav says that StreamYard made me tap out like a little bee. I'll be right there. StreamYard is just being glitchy. Buy me the TMDK tracksuit instead, Ryan. So I guess that's true. Anyway, she says, no, I'm not going to be giving you the title. I'm not going to give you the title, Ricky Saints. I'm not giving you the title. This is really funny. Kate, are you there?
There. I think so.
Oh my God. Okay.
Am I here?
You're there.
Am I so back?
You are so back, at least for now. So,
okay. We're going to go with it.
Yeah. I was just talking about how Ricky Saints came out wearing a sweater that he bought in the juniors section at Macy's. And it was a midriff sweater in baby blue.
What's wrong with the juniors section of Macy's?
I don't know. Kate, your internet.
Macy's.
This is bad. What happened? Why your internet, Kate? Kate, your internet. I don't want to do this show by myself, you guys. This is not going to be fun. This is not good. This is not the show to do by myself, you guys. Anyway, Ava is like, you do deserve an opportunity, but so does everyone else in this match. And I was like, well, 12 guys. So does everyone standing around this ring. And there are 30 men standing around the ring. And she says all of them deserve an opportunity, but only 12 of them are going to get the opportunity because they're going to do 6 qualifying matches. And the 6 victors of those qualifying matches will be on a ladder match on the NXT the Tuesday after the Royal Rumble to crown a new NXT champion. Hold on. Let me go ahead and check this out because I can do that. My internet is not bad right now. Vengeance Day 2026. Let's see. Is that is there a list of it? Do we know when it's going to be? Will you tell me the date? Does not look as though it's been announced. Am I wrong? Okay, New Year's Evil, Vengeance Day, TBA. They have not announced Vengeance Day. Is Vengeance Day really not going to happen? They haven't announced it. My question was when they announced that they were going to do a 6-man ladder match and crown a new men's world champion in NXT. My first thought was, why not do it at Vengeance Day instead of February 3rd? Do it the following Sunday when you guys have your Vengeance Day show. At most 2 Sundays from then. Apparently, it has not been announced according to what I'm looking at. I don't know. I'm looking at it and I don't see it. So I don't know where she is. I don't know if they're gonna do that or not. Kate, are you back?
I am back, and I'm so glad you mentioned Macy's because I have to shoot on Macy's.
You shoot on Macy's, and then I'll shoot about something else. You shoot on Macy's.
Okay, here's the thing with Macy's, all right? I'm listening to the car radio the other day. Am I here? Am I back for real? Am I glitchy?
I mean, your video is very glitchy, but the audio is great. There you go.
I don't want to be dusty, so just ignore it.
No, you can
but
change,
I have to say,
change it.
okay,
We're gonna change to something else. It's fine. It's cool.
You change it because I have a bone to pick with Macy's.
You do it. You're fine. Yeah.
I'm listening to the car radio the other day. Okay. Mm-hmm. And there's this promotion for Macy's money. And I'm like, oh, what's this? It's Kohl's Cash rebranded. Same amount, same thing. They stole the alliteration. They stole the concept. This is such a ripoff of Kohl's Cash. I am livid about this. Not happy, Alex. Not happy that Macy's just comes in like a bad aggregator around these parts, Alex.
Yeah.
Not happy about it at all.
No.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see if I can do a.
Can my stuff just work?
There, you're back.
Am I working?
I'm Macho Man. Hold on.
You're Macho Man Randy Savage.
No, yeah. No, you can. We'll see. We'll see how it works. Now, the next time that you go off screen, you should be able to come back on. You come back off when you go off screen. You're going to be
okay.
Macho Man. So
I've now set it to be Macho Man. I also could have been Jesse Ventura, Darby Allin, or Gunther for some reason.
Yeah.
Hopefully my internet just works. Or StreamYard.
Hopefully.
StreamYard was being
one of the two. Yeah.
But my dad sent in a sour chat. And I fear I have missed the greetings section of the show.
Listen, I never do the greetings, so we didn't. So
my dad says it's another Tuesday night. So once again, nearly everything sucks. May our heel and face turns be seamless and our characters develop in believable fashion. Oh, my dad, such an optimist. Shout out to the SGS and Team Kalex. May we all strive to be as cool as my son, JW Pringle. Well, thank you, Dad, for that. It's an unrealistic benchmark of heel and face turns and believable character development, but we love that from you. Thanks, Dad.
And JW Pringle responds, Lord of Sour Alex, Lady of Graps Kate Fabe, King of Retirement, Papa Elizabeth, and all this subjects of the SGS. Howdy partners. Much love, amazing weirdos. That is our
amazing weirdos. If we had an improv troupe, they would be named Amazing Weirdo.
We are the Amazing Weirdos.
Are we doing football puns? This is awesome. We're doing
football puns because I couldn't think of anything and you were gone.
No, these are bangers. These are great. A lot of AFC North puns.
Anyway, there is Ava says that we're going to have 12. We're going to have 6 qualifying matches starting next week. And the 6 guys who qualify will be in a ladder match on February 3rd. So the Tuesday after the Rumble. And I was like myself, if we're going to wait that long, just do it at Vengeance Day. They have not announced Vengeance Day. There's no announcement for Vengeance Day. I don't think they're doing Vengeance Day, which is weird. Like they've done that like the past several years now. If they're not going to do it, that seems weird. So maybe they'll do it as just like a what do you call it? A regular Tuesday show. But
I thought Vengeance Day was like a recognized international holiday. You know what I mean? Like Boxing Day, Vengeance Day. I feel like it should be the same day every year.
It should be, but it isn't. Anyway.
Shameful.
There's a brawl that breaks out. And I love that Vic is like, well, they all want to prove to Ava that they deserve to be in the ladder match, which is why they're indiscriminately punching each other, so that she can see how good they are at indiscriminately punching other men, and she will make her assessments forthwith. And then one guy announces himself with tremendous prejudice, and this is Keanu Carver, who has been in Evolve now, but there was the Breakout Tournament, the one that Obafemi won. Also in that was Keanu Carver. Keanu Carver in the first round faced Riley Osborne. He beat the absolute dog shit out of Riley Osborne for 6 minutes, and Riley Osborne hit a shooting star press and beat him. And I was like, this
favorite type of match.
I love it when that happens. But this guy really impressed me. I was like, Keanu Carver. I kept saying, Keanu Carver. Go back and listen to all of the shows over the last 2 years. At least 10 times I'm like, what are we doing with Keanu Carver? He hasn't been released yet. Why isn't Keanu Carver beating everybody up? And turns out he was on Evolve for a lot of the time, but he could have been doing this exact thing they had him do tonight for the past 2 years, because it was the fall of 2023 when Obafemi won that breakout tournament, and he's been off. He has not had another match on television since the first round loss in the 2023 breakout tournament. And now he is on TV, and they had him murder a whole bunch of his coworkers. He put the beads through the announce table with a giant power bomb. At the end of all of this, it's just Ricky Saints at the top of the ramp looking back at Keanu Carver standing amidst bodies, and Keanu Carver being like, roar! And then Ricky Saints going like, so this is a major way to announce Keanu Carver has, they said he's been signed, Eli Knight's been signed, and the Vanity Project has been all signed from Evolve to NXT, which is good. But you probably need more, just because I was the jobberific crew they had lining up around the ring. I was like, none of these guys are ready. They announced 2 of the qualifying matches, and I'm like, really? These are 4 of the top 12 guys you've got available? Because if there are 6 qualifying matches, the top 12 guys should be in them, because one of those 12 guys is going to be the world champion. And these aren't your top 12. These aren't 4 of your top 12 guys. So they probably need a lot of help from the main roster. The problem is I don't know exactly who I would send down to do stuff. But they need some help.
If they're going to pretend that Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are not who they are, you might as well have them moonlight on NXT and
true.
Do some great work.
They could pull double duty.
The Creeds are losing on main event. Send Julius Creed back down.
Send Julius Creed down to become the NXT World Champion
right now.
Do it.
Send, I don't know. Grayson Waller always has fun when he comes back. He is like the 3rd appendage of the flailing New Day heel turn or whatever. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of people they could send back down. They do probably need more. They should just make Saquon Sugars a single star. Like, let this be the way that he breaks out.
No,
because that's frustrating.
Be in that. Yeah,
I don't think so either. But like, if we're just talking about pieces to align, Sean Legacy is another one that I feel like is a pretty obvious one. I keep saying, like, I don't know why Jack Cartwheel isn't in. Like, he's so impressive every time. He's impressive in the ways they want people to be impressive, meaning like he's a very skilled wrestler, and he also like does a bunch of really fun stuff to get the crowd interested, and he has a bunch of gifts that have gone viral online, and like he's extremely marketable in the way that he works. So for a sake of padding the division, I don't think he's necessarily your next world champ, but you could do some really fun work with Ethan Page getting frustrated with this guy. Like there's a lot of ways to go. And it is tough. It is thin right now. And I think the part that hurts isn't just that they called up a bunch of guys. They called up the entire main event scene outside of Ricky. So it puts them in a weird spot, because it's not even like, oh, they called up this guy from the top of the card and this guy in the mid card and this guy who's been at the bottom of the card, but we know he's ready. Like, they pulled up literally their main event scene. So it feels like, and we talked about this behind the paywall a little bit, Alex, like there was a Brian Alvarez rant that I quite enjoyed because how it reads to people that tune into NXT every week, and I can't imagine the CW would be like super stoked about this, is it feels like they don't pay any attention to their own product. And then something like the John Cena show where a bunch of guys showed out on that and impressed them. They were like, "Oh, we need those guys right now." That's how it reads from the outside. Because if you were watching and paying attention to NXT, one, you would already know these guys were amazing, and two, you probably wouldn't be interrupting the middle of a long-term story to copy and paste the pieces of it onto your main roster. So, that if it feels like there's a disconnect between NXT and the main roster, like why that handoff doesn't happen, it feels like they're not paying attention to NXT. So, I feel like as far as the men's division, they especially have to do that. It sounds like they're gonna wait on like JC and Sol Ruka and Blake Monroe, like they've been discussed for call-ups, but they don't seem to be imminent. So that at least gives you a warning shot, right? This feels like they all got yanked out from under you. So so yeah, I don't know what additional parts there are. Certainly you can always pull from the indies, but like Sean said it, and I agree too. It feels like for every one guy on the indies right now, there's like 4 women that you would probably sign first. Like so it's a bit of a tricky spot, but they have tryouts coming up and stuff too. So they'll be all right. But like I'm kind of like, yes, these guys are great. Like Eli Knight was so impressive. Also, legacy. Also, highlight Saquon Sugars. Like there's things you can do. The OTM and Joe Hendry pairing is very confusing to me, but we'll talk about that later.
Yes, we will. Ryan Cicchini says, I was worried we'd never see Keanu Carver after he talked crap to the Bloodline on X. And they went all in. What a beast.
No, that was so funny.
That was very funny. Yeah, he is a beast, and he could have been beasting all over. But here's my thing. I don't know. It just feels like we have a quota of large, dominant black men, and we lost one, so we had to refill that particular piece of what we had. So Obafemi left. We have to replace him. How do we replace him? Just get another large, dominant black man and put him there, and then we fixed it. We patched up the hole. That's what it feels like. We haven't seen Keanu Carver at all. He debuted in the same breakout tournament that Obafemi won. Obafemi has been the large, dominant black man on NXT. Obafemi left. Let's bring out the second place finisher from the last time.
Well, they only have like 4 character archetypes and 5 meshes that they run. So that's 25% of your archetype loss right there. Like it's the well is really, really shallow on that side of things. Better in NXT than on the main roster, I gotta say. But yeah, Keanu Carver is like one that we have been wondering where he is, if he's been evolving. That's awesome because we wonder where Obafemi went, and they took him off screen and put him back on screen, and boy was he ready. So I'm hopeful for him in the way that he was presented today. Like I think we've known this guy's ceiling is very high, but it also makes you feel like the inevitability with NXT to me is if they keep functioning like this, there's now a scramble to make a bunch of people look really important.
Yeah.
Like they flat out told us Tavion Heights was not that important for a little bit. Like you seem impressive. Here's this feud with Ethan Page, but you're not in the Iron Survivor match. You're definitely nowhere near John Cena's thing. But now all of a sudden, like you need that guy to look important. So I would assume there's going to be like a push behind him, but that's the ebb and flow of NXT. I feel for the product when things like this kind of happen because it's like, bye-bye, top of the card. Now we've got to figure something else out.
Yeah. Ryan Cicchini is saying, happy to see WWE ID kind of paying off. Well, sure. I want to see more of these people, like it does feel like we've seen on NXT, we've seen the Vanity Project, Sean Legacy, now Eli Knight. This is Keanu Carver. While on Evolve, Keanu Carver never appeared on NXT. And for the women, Callie Armstrong was up there like once or twice while she was still in Evolve. And Kendall Gray,
obviously.
And that's basically it. So like you could put more of them on TV, especially if your whole thing is like the champions of those things can't possibly stand up to our upper mid-card guys. Well, then the lower tier Evolve guys who at least know what they're doing could easily be fodder for squash matches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
So let us get familiar with them.
I don't know if it's a WWE ID payoff. I don't know. Certainly those are good pulls. They were also people you could assign from the indies and not put in Evolve and throw it on NXT.
That's also very true. Yeah.
And I would say hits versus misses. Like to be honest, and this is just my opinion. This is not a report. This is not reflective of anybody else at Fightful. It feels like an excuse to pay other wrestlers less. Like that's the way that it feels like it's shaken out. Like it really it doesn't feel like opportunities. It feels like they locked down exclusivity for you to work indie dates that you were probably already working already. Stability, I'll say, is good if it's not a lot of money, but you know you're getting paid every 2 weeks. That's great. But like when you think of what happened with Rich Holland and you see like I don't know what it means when Brooks Jensen and Thea Hale get put on Evolved, but now Thea Hale's an NXT champion. What the hell was that? Like I don't know if they know. That's always when I get nervous with stuff, is when it feels like there's times where it feels like sitting at home, you don't know something. There's a lot of times where it feels like it doesn't feel like they know. And that part I don't like. So I don't know if it's been a success. I don't know if Tubi will renew them. They've been like a weirdly bell of the ball platform. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. was trying to do stuff on there. He was very transparent about that. MLW got $25 million out of being blocked from working there because people like that it's free and there's no login. So I don't know. I don't know what the future looks like for that. And I don't know if you can call it a success, but I am glad that there are some very talented wrestlers that came through there that are going to be highlighted on NXT
now. Our first match of the night is Kelani Jordan and Lola Vice. This is suitable. And I don't want to listen to Booker anymore. I'm the ugly American, the Philistine. I can't just turn on Spanish language or French language and listen to that because I don't understand. And I feel bad about not actually paying attention to any of my language courses. So, but I don't know what they're saying. So here's what I want.
The day will come where Alex learns Spanish because he's turned on the Spanish commentary. It'll go in reverse.
I very well might. I just want an option that allows me to listen to the sounds of the arena and not commentary. My kingdom for I've said that since the WWE Network was still a thing before Peacock. If you gave me a feed where I could just hear what was happening in the arena and not hear commentary, I choose it almost every time because commentary ruins so many things for me. I can see the story they're trying to play out in the ring. I can watch the match and figure out what they're trying to do. I don't need the play-by-play guy hammering me over the head with it while the heel the color guy goes like, "Oh, well, how dare you say that my favorite guy isn't the best wrestler ever?" Or in Booker T's case, Cholula Green. Like I can't anymore, especially with Booker. So I just have to mute it. And so I feel like I'm missing some things, but I had to mute this one. Like Booker doing commentary for a ladies match, especially with a lady that he likes, is really, really hard to listen to.
We're like in Lawler territory. It's as a woman watching, it's very uncomfortable. I'll say this. I've said this a few times about Kelani Jordan. Enough. enough. Like, you're just being the prettiest woman in the world. Now with this stunning gear.
You've been feuding with her about this for a very long time.
You don't get to be that pretty, that effortlessly athletic enough.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thoughts on this match. But I do, it's so funny because I feel like I use the word magnetic with her a lot. Like it's easy to want to root for her, but I like her so much better working heel. Like I really, really do. I thought she was just fine in this match. This match didn't feel like it was really for very much. Alex, I think if they gave Lola Vice a character, she'd be great. She does not have a character. She has an MMA background and is Hispanic. That's not a character. No. Those are two traits of a character.
It's enough for them. She also has
she does.
The Latina-ness of her butt shall not be called into question. It's listen, I actually
Alex, that much I've learned over the past few years. Okay, that much I've got that part down with her.
Yeah, they had Kelani do like a reverse a little victory roll thing into a pin and then grab the bottom rope just like Becky did like last week. But this time the referee saw it and stopped it from happening. And Kelani was like, how dare you? You're supposed to not see that the way the referee didn't see it when Becky did it last week. And then she turns around and got beheaded by that back fist. Her beheaded. She was beheaded by that back fist. And that was pretty nuts. So she lost. She lost because she was trying to cheat and she got caught. She lost. So
shout out to the one competent referee in all of professional wrestling. Great job. We love that for you. Second of all, yeah, like when I say give Lola a character, it's because she's great in the ring. Like right. I think she's very, very good. And I would like for them to compel me beyond that by giving her a character that has motivations to go after things like stories and or titles. That's it. That's all. She's really, really good. She's been good for a while. Like, I can't remember a proper story she's been in since the Jaida feud, which was like 2300 Arena last year.
Well, I mean, no, when was she the TNA champion who was being mean to everybody? Wasn't that a proper thing? No, I thought you were talking
about Lola, yeah.
Yeah, no. Oh, well, no, Lola had the feud with 2300 Arena was definitely the Jaida thing was definitely before. She had a feud with JC over the women's title. She had that match she lost because Lainey Reed came in and dressed up as Solo Sikoa and kneed her in the face.
The black hoodie reveal.
But it was an entirely forgettable feud because every time they put Lola in one of these, you go, okay, well, she's going to show out in the ring, but we never believe she's going to win. And this is the thing, is her winning this is just another ticket into a title match she's going to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, at least, listen, it's hard for me to say this, but like I'm complaining that why is she in this title match if she's going to lose? But she kind of needs to lose because the only person who should be beating Izzy Dame for the North American title is Tatum. So if they don't have Tatum do it and they have Lola do it instead, somehow that's worse than sticking Lola in yet another title match that she's guaranteed to lose. So it's just all of this is just they figure out ways of doing damned if you do, damned if you don't booking all the time. It's like they're addicted to it. Pick a simple story and book that.
It just like, especially when the thing we do know about her is she's like, has this MMA background and is a badass. It's like, okay, but then you don't win matches a bunch. Like, I don't know. I I think she's very, very good, and I would like to see her have character motivations to do things and wins to back them up. Like, that's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Kelani, knock it off being so pretty. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah. There was a video package for Tavion Heights who talked to us about how great he is and how he's going to soar into new heights in 2026. Jasper Troy. Yeah,
did you catch that?
Yeah, I did. Jasper Troy. He wears chains, and he says that I won't need 5 minutes to beat you, and he didn't. So Jasper Troy beat Tavion Heights in like just a little over 4 minutes. He hit the black hole slam on him. They script Tavion Heights to tell a lot of lies as a babyface. He says, I'm going to do this, and then they book him to not do it. And that's a really fantastic way to make the crowd just subliminally not like a guy. If the babyface says over and over again, I'm going to win. You wait and see how good I do in this match. And then they lose. Eventually, like, we kind of get tired of it. And I like Tavion.
Yes, sir, how good I do. Yeah, I would have him win matches. I would have him not be in speed matches where he's losing to Jasper Troy. Especially right now, because the men's division needs some alignment. And yeah, Bret Hart there's two things Bret Hart hates, right? And that's Bill Goldberg. And then there's like a huge gap.
Yeah.
And then maybe 3, because he's not a big fan of Hulk Hogan either. Yeah. And then he hates it when baby faces promise they're gonna win and then don't. Like that was a big Bret thing. And I don't know if you have to be so militant about it as Bret Hart's view of wrestling is on a lot of things. But I think it's a general good rule of thumb. Like if a baby face is like, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna win, and does it, like, you got to save those for the right moments.
You can do that once or twice if the reason you lose is the heel blatantly cheating.
Yes,
because then the crowd won't blame you. He just straight up lost in 4 minutes. The other dude hit his finisher on him and beat him clean. You can't say I'm gonna win and then lose in 4 minutes to the dude's finisher. I mean, like, and I don't think you should. And Jasper Troy is the exact kind of heel who should just be big. And if he hits you with his finisher that hurts a lot, you don't get up from it. So, like, these are, again, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I don't think that, like, Jasper Troy should have to resort to, like, nut shots behind the ref's back in order to win matches, because look at him. But I also don't think that Tavion Heights should be like, watch me win this match and then just lose clean. Do you see NXT, Sean, Hickenbottom, sir? Do you see how you keep putting yourself in these situations where if you book this, it's bad. But if you book this, that other thing, it's almost equally as bad. You can do other stuff, I promise.
There was a meme a bit back that just said, I'm not good at situations. And I feel like that is your outlook of how HBK is with professional wrestling. And just give him a call. What is the extension at NXT for Shawn Michaels that you had to dial so many numbers?
HBK, hi, how's it going? Yeah.
Oh, we got a hold of him. That's great.
I was just thinking that you could book stuff that doesn't like hamper you in your storytelling. You could book stuff that doesn't suck. You've never thought of that. Oh, well, you should probably like talk to somebody who has a little bit more history in the business than I do. But I guarantee you there are people who book stuff that doesn't suck. And you could probably try that. All right. No, good talking with you. Okay. All right. Bye, Sean. Yeah. No, I know. I saw it too. Yeah, that also sucked. Okay, bye.
He must have been talking very loud for you to be able to hear him while you still had your headphones on.
Yeah, it's one of those new phones
shouting.
that goes through the thing. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Technology these days. I do. Here's the other thing. We talk about archetypes.
Yeah.
Like Jasper Troy is not great yet. He's getting better, but he just hasn't been doing this very long.
He's very, very green.
Yeah.
He is a 6'7", 350-pound blade of grass. That man is green.
I wouldn't want to mow it. I'll tell you that. But when you have Keanu Carver show up, who can back up the intensity that he brings.
Right. Yeah.
And then you have, like, it's not Jasper Troy's fault. He just hasn't done this very much. You can see the match scrolling across his head. Like, you can see it.
Absolutely can.
Yeah.
You absolutely can. And this is the other thing is this is the kind of guy who for the first 6 to 8 months of being on TV should not have any matches longer than 4 minutes.
Right.
Most of them should be under a minute. Like, you should be feeding this guy a never-ending string of jobbers. Like, twice a month, he should be on TV beating a dude in under 2 minutes. And eventually, you have to give him a title shot. You know what I mean? And, like, maybe he gets in the deep waters, and he can't last much longer because his cardio isn't great, quote unquote, in kayfabe, and the guy sneaks a pinfall on him and gets away. Like, Ethan Page would be a great dance partner for Jasper Troy, because they're like, I don't want to face that guy, and have Jasper Troy huck him around a little bit, but he gets a leverage roll up and then he runs away and says, Dave, you will never get that kind of a title shot. And then Jasper can get pissed and squash some more jobbers. You could do that over the course of a year. And as he's learning how to be on TV, while he's off TV, during the rest of the week, he's learning how to be a better professional wrestler. His squashes in month 10 will look so much better than they did in month 2.
Sure.
And that's how you do it. But they decided, no, this guy won a reality show that Bully Ray was a judge of. We've got to give him a world title shot his first day on the job. And that's a dumb thing to do.
It's not great. And I think the biggest thing is, like, if there's anything, I don't know if there's a title in all of wrestling more prestigious than the Speed title. So it's also like, I'm sure the pressure.
Right, you're right.
Okay.
You're right, yeah.
Like IWGP what? Like the this was invented for Twitter title is like that's the worker's title, you know? So it's also like maybe just a mismatch of what he's carrying versus who he is.
Agreed. Yeah, I think you're right. So after Tavion Heights loses, and he's sitting there dejected, having broken his promise to the WWE universe. He's looking up at Jasper Troy at the top of the ramp, and Lexis King slides into the ring and beats the hell out of Tavion Heights because he's mad that Tavion Heights pinned him in 8 seconds. And what I wanted to know was, when did Lexis King, whose whole aesthetic was like Sergeant Pooper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, like, when did he turn cowboy? When did he become like an oil man with like a bolo tie and a giant cowboy hat? Like, when did that happen? Did that happen all on TNA television and I missed it?
Alex, I regret to inform you that I think he might be my favorite wrestler now. Because I have no idea who this guy is every week. 1 week he's into rock and roll. The next week he looks like he's in a Timu circus with a cowboy hat on. Like, what was this shirt? What was this, like, cane type device that he had?
He always entered with a cane, even on the slidey throne. He carried a cane to the ring. He never used it on anybody, but he carried a cane to the ring. and now it's countrified. He feels like, you know what I mean? Like he's an oil baron.
Like 2 weeks ago, this guy was listening.
Movie. Like
he was listening to Guns N' Roses 2 weeks ago.
He was. He says.
I don't know what I don't know how Lexus King makes his money.
I still hate them beat boops, but now I like my steel guitar. You know what I mean?
The facial hair is still.
The facial hair is still the same. Facial hair is still the same. Yeah.
I don't know how Lexus King makes his money. I don't know. Like from week to week, I'm like, are you a wrestler? Are you an 80s playlist curator?
Yeah.
Are you now a country? Also, like the shirt was giving circus too. Like it was very like ringleader, but then he had a cowboy hat on. I don't know what's happening, but I don't know at all how this guy is there's so much to unpack. How is like this is who I am in a wrestling world is tough enough to get to. This is who I am in a feud with Tavion Heights is even weirder.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening?
Well,
what's happening?
He's one of the ringleaders of the invasion party that's been going over to TNA, but apparently he thought he was the new vicious cowboy raiders. Like, you know, like he thought that was his gimmick.
I don't know how he makes his money from week to week. I'm so confused as to what his job is from time to time. And I don't watch TNA, so I don't know. And I don't really care.
And they do a really bad job of telling you what the NXT kids have been up to on TNA. Like they could easily run that. Like they ran the Ava told Ricky Saints, no, you can't just be champion now. They ran that replay of that moment 4 times during the show tonight.
Alex,
pick 2 of those times and give those seconds to showing us what the hell happened with the NXT kids when they were on excursion last Thursday.
I love they're coming back as Young Lion. They're on their Young Lion excursions to TNA. There's no crossover at all in that way. And Alex, they had an international title between Shiloh Hill, who did not fog around, or who did fog around and we didn't find out, and Stax. And they have their big AMC debut this week, and there's no TNA angle around their own belt.
No.
I'm so confused.
WWE pulled the guy who was supposed to be in the biggest match on that card, the debut episode on AMC. They said, yes, we would like him to come here and be on our live events tour in England because he's from there. And the only reason you would do that is if the ticket sales were so poor, you thought you could get people to buy tickets to see Leon Slater. And I don't think that was the case. It just seems like they're messing with TNA because they can, which I'm sure is the actual reason. But you don't have to make it so obvious. You know what I mean? You could be more subtle. You know, you can.
I think they were just like, we want him now. TNA seems to be like, well, he's not under a contract with us or anything. There's nothing we can. Oh, he is under contract with you. You might want him there for your big AMC show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am, and this is not just NXT, and this is all of wrestling. I am bewildered by how cross promotion goes between brands sometimes. Like it must be way harder than it seems is the only thing I can think of, because it goes wrong every time. I'm so confused.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Brent Sinclair and Kendall Gray are standing outside of Ava's office. Kendall says, it took all 3 members of Fatal Influence to keep me down, so I should get another title shot. And then Zarya and Solruka arrive and says, and Zarya's like, if anybody deserves a title shot, it's one of us. And they Then JC pops her head out and says, "Pipe down. The women's champion's having a meeting with the general manager." And then they just force their way in there, and the camera follows them, and they all just stand in a weird semicircle. And Ava's like, "I've thought about this. I know that you, and also you, not so much you, Ren, but, whatever, all want a shot at JC's women's championship. So here is how I have decided to not address that whatsoever and give you, all of you kittens, a ball of yarn to play with to distract you from the fact that I don't want to do my job. Santino apparently ran out of knockouts in the tag division. So the youth 3 teams will face each other next week, and the winner of that will be the number 1 contender. And I was like, didn't we just last night on Raw do a triple threat between 3 women's tag teams to become number 1 contenders? And I mean, I swear, you guys you crib off of each other's tests. You're just sitting there like, what did you get for number 4? Oh, triple threat to set up the number 1 contenders? Okay, thanks. I'll write that down. Like, come on. What are we doing? It's just this exact thing that you just did. We're to do that here, but fine. Whatever. Who cares?
Alex, I don't call for people's jobs often, but everybody who wrote this segment needs to be fired.
It's great.
And here's why I don't feel bad calling for those jobs. There's no way that they aren't 8 years old when writing this. So they've got a long career ahead of them because they're fucking 8. Write words that sound like human beings say them out loud to each other. What? And like, honestly, with Ren, I can kind of let it go because she's a cartoon of herself. So she kind of shouldn't sound like that. But like, I cannot with this peanuts ass writing to be like, it is so, I just want people to sound like maybe at some point they've had a real life human conversation backstage. And for the love of God, this is worse on the main roster because it's for world title shots. JC, I actually thought was pretty good in this when she came out and told everyone to pipe down. Mm-hmm. What on earth is Zarya doing looking for a world title other than look at her?
I mean, well,
people win fucking matches if they're going after titles. It has gotten so out of control, and people will be like, well, not every story needs to be about. Some of them should, and your world titles should. The people vying for world titles should have won matches on television in the past 2 years, Finn Balor.
You could easily do something with the whole Soul and Zarya storyline in that we don't need to prove anything to anybody. They actually kind of said this. We're the tag team of the year. You should just give us that opportunity. But they could also say we shouldn't have to fight for that. Besides, we came in here looking for a world title shot. We don't have to prove anything about how great of a tag team we are. We want the world title shot, and we're not leaving here unless we get it. That's one of them. Let's say Zarya says that, and Soul's like, yeah, well, we could become world champion later. Let's become tag champs. We haven't done that yet. And that kind of pisses the other one off. And like, you can actually, and then like, no, don't. We'll take the title shot, which pisses the other one off. We'll take the number 1 contenders match. We'll take the tag title shot. And the other one's like, but I want to be world champ. You know what I mean? Like, that could be part of it because honestly, the tag belts are kind of beneath Soul and Zarya. Soul, because she's already been the North American champion, and who else is challenging JC for it? Nobody. So she should want it. And Zarya, because look at her. Because you should be throwing title shots at her. And she should decide to whichever one she wants.
So can she squash 4 people on television for a couple weeks? She
needs to be squashing fools.
They have 4 minutes of your time. It's so insane.
They have wasted they have had custody of Delta Brady for over a year now, and somebody needs to file for custody. Call Wrestler Protective Services.
Yeah.
And get them to come in here and do a wellness check, please.
They at least need to be sniffing around, because what is this? Like, this exactly. We get so much crossover from other places, and you can't have Zarya squash some people to make her feel like she has any right being near this. And also, I don't care who they are as a tag team. The tag belts aren't here. The tag belts are on the main roster. And now you have Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair and Bayley and like all these people in the picture for the Asuka. You have your main talent there. So they are a main talent device now, a main roster device, like 100%. So I don't give a shit what you've done as a tag team. And Zarya hasn't done shit on her own. Not her fault. Fault of bad booking. So if you're going to be anywhere near a title shot, and if you want the thing to be like, well, look at her, I get that, because look at her. Have her squash some people. Have her squash some people on main event for all I care. God, it's so, and it's like, I'm off on it today, but like it is so rampant throughout Raw and SmackDown and now NXT. Like that. What is to stop me from showing up and asking for a title shot at this point, Alex? You don't even have to be on the damn program. You can just show up. It's ridiculous. It's gotten so out of hand. Not everything has to be driven by wins and losses, but some shit does, and your titles certainly should. Like your main titles definitely should.
Yeah.
Man, rough.
Lexus King is in the back, and he's like gloating about it, carrying his giant hat with him. And Andre says to a ponytail mustache and leafy green Dixon, this is a teachable moment. That's what's not to do. And Lexus King is like, wrong answer. The king is always right. Yeehaw. And then Stax is like, are you good? Facing Shiloh tonight, and he's like, I got my queen by my side. I got this. And then Mr. Stone walks by and says, this is so fucking stupid. He says, Lexus, you know you can't just attack people for no reason. I'm sorry, pal. I gotta take it to Ava's office. Did Ava not? So when Robert Stone walks into Ava's office, in his mind, he's going to be like, Ava, I'm sure you didn't watch this because you don't pay attention to the product that's actively going on. But after Tavion Heights lost, yes, by the way, Tavion Heights did, in fact, lose that Speed Championship match. After he lost, I know you weren't paying attention, but after he lost, Lexus King came out and attacked him, and I think we need to do something about it. Wouldn't Ava already know? That happened 20 minutes ago. Wouldn't Ava already know? Like, what? Huh? What?
How about this, Alex? Why is getting attacked backstage an anomaly? That happens. That happens every Tuesday.
Apparently, every time it happens, there's a $20 fine, but they just don't think about bringing it up. You know what I mean? It's one of those deals.
I would attack someone for $20 backstage.
I know.
Like
Miles Bourne stops Mr. Stones and is like, hey, I gotta talk to you. No, I gotta go talk to Ava right now. It's very imperative that she know that Lexus King attacked Tavion Heights. I have to tell her right now. And he's like, no, you're gonna talk to me right now. I want to be in one of those qualifying matches. And Stone's like, oh, okay, I'll bring it up with Ava. Okay. I'm like, is Miles Bourne not one of the top 12 guys? Like, he was just in the Iron Survivor match, and that had 5 guys in it. Not the Burger Company. The number of gentlemen that were in the Iron Survivor match. He's not part of the top. Why would he need to assault the assistant general manager of the program to get one of the 12 slots in the fucking tournament? I don't understand.
I think this is supposed to be him like flexing his heel behavior, but we talked about this last week.
I know.
But like we talked about this last week, there's such an imbalance of heels and faces right now. And really I feel really torn on this because I want to see the heel version of Miles Bourne. I think there's something really cool in there.
Yeah.
but the timing of that is tough because there are no baby faces right now on this men's roster.
There's a video package for El Grande Parisiano, the masked Frenchman, Elio Lefleur. His name is Elio Lefleur, he was also Aigle Blanc. So he looks like he's great.
I thought I was in France for a moment there, the way you were pronouncing those names, like especially Blanc. Like I was like, oh, am I in Paris? Am I in a little cafe movie?
That's exactly how you say that.
Yeah.
Ava is just checking her phone in the back. Like, here's the thing. Like, but you can't have Stone go, I gotta go to Ava's office
she's
to
like,
tell her what happened with Lexus King. And she's like, TikTok sucks now.
Like, I kind of love it.
I mean, so then Ethan's like, who am I facing to get into the ladder match? And she says, no one and never. And he says, oh, great, you're just going to put me in the match. I deserve it. I should be in the match. And she says, well, if you want that, you have to give me your North American Championship. And it's like, because if you were to win the ladder match and then become the world champion, you would have to give me the North American Championship anyway. And I'm like, since fucking when? You guys have double champs most of the time. Like, what are we doing? Like, did you make up that rule in this exact second? Because that's never been a rule before. I mean, listen, I like that that's the rule now, but since fucking when? I don't think we should have double champs. I think it cheapens both belts. He is also currently a double champ, but the other one, I guess, is in AAA, and she can't. But she could say to him, "You're not allowed to wrestle for that belt the next time he wants to do that." All of this is very silly, but at least it is the reason why Ethan Page is not going to be in the ladder match. They're giving you a reason why one of their top dudes isn't going to be in it.
Yeah, and it's important that they did too, because he's a former champion. Ethan Page, I feel like there's a lot of people that have attempted to have really like specific relationships with Ava and they fall flat a lot. And I feel like Ethan's been one of the ones to succeed. Blake is probably the other one. But like people try to have certain relationships with her. He like on screen has been able to actually establish something with her. Which I appreciate. The arbitrary nature of the rules of NXT, I cannot stand. It gets in my way of enjoying the show, because this is a world where like there's a wrestler in this world in general named Luchasaurus, and he's a wrestling dinosaur. Like, I can buy into stuff if you follow your own rules, but you have to establish your own rules and follow them. Otherwise, I can't buy into it, because you're flipping the script every time. To say like you can't be a double champ is a bananas thing to say in this environment. And when you trace that back, it is almost made worse by the fact that like when they did that with Steph, they were like, no, you have to vacate. I can't possibly keep the pace of being a double champ. Like, pick one. Like, are your double champs so strapped by the responsibility of being a double champ they can't handle it? Or are people not allowed to be like, it makes no sense. WWE does this a lot, where they will at least justify things, even if the justification is bad. And I actually do appreciate it. There was something on Raw yesterday. I wish I could remember. It wasn't Finn and Punk, because that makes no sense. But you're like, that's a weak justification. But at least they did. At least they did. So that is kind of how I feel, because Ethan Page would have been noticeably absent of that. But like, can't he just be in it and not win? Like, I don't understand why he's in it and doesn't. It's a ladder match with 6 guys. Like, you don't lose anything by not winning it. So be in it and lose.
Yeah. and I guess cross the bridge when you come to it. If he does in fact win that title, then you would have to. I don't know why you would have to, but like the option C thing in TNA, where if you have the X Division Championship and you want a shot at the world title, you have to trade in the belt to get that title shot, win or lose. And I've always kind of liked the thought of that. Like I had a thing a long time ago when the cruiserweight division on the main roster was a thing, that you could trade in the cruiserweight title for a shot at the heavyweight title. Win or lose, you're no longer the cruiserweight champion. Do you want to do it? And and you should have somehow one of the cruiserweights win the heavyweight championship, and then it becomes a thing that everyone will remember forever. I mean, the cruiserweight championship lasted like 6 more weeks before they got rid of it. But I think that's a cool thing, but you have to establish that's what you're doing as opposed to just having a general manager pop off in a backstage segment, you know?
Yeah, the rules change too frequently.
Yeah. Blake Monroe comes out. My daughter happened to be in the room when she was doing her entrance, and she says, "Why is this a dance performance? It's supposed to be wrestling." When she like backs away from the thing and does this into the mirror, and I was like, "Got me, sweetheart. I don't know."
Your daughter was like, "Where are the graps?" I love it. Your 8-year-old daughter was like, "Enough of this. Get in the ring.
Get
Wipe
in the
your
ring.
boots and get in the ring.
Get in the ring, sweetheart. Come on." But yeah, she defends all the stuff that she did to Thea Hale and whatever, and everybody should bow down to me kind of stuff. Like when you're this talented, they let you do whatever you want. They call you controversial. They don't know what to do with you. They call you controversial. The debate about you, but there's no debating how great I am. Blah 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 blah. And then I thought she was like, "That's why I've decided that the North American Championship is now beneath me, and I'm coming for the world title because we already saw that JC doesn't have anybody who's coming after it. Like, not at least in storyline. I thought we were going to have her say that's why. I thought we were literally halfway through this promo. I thought we were actually going to have her address my first night in NXT. I said I was going to become the NXT Women's World Champion, and now it's finally going to happen. Like, I thought we were going to do that, but instead, Jaida Parker, for some reason, decides to come out, and she gets 2 words out. She is interrupted by Blake, and then she decides to beat up Blake, and then she hits her with her butt and knocks her off the apron, and the crowd loves Jaida Parker. Jaida Parker is from Florida, so it's a home crowd literally every week. And so they were very happy to see her. And so we're doing a non-title Blake Monroe and Jaida Parker feud. Perhaps that is what gets us like a triple threat at non-Vengeance Day, because it hasn't been announced yet. Like, maybe that's what JC Jade is going to do, is going to lead us to that. I don't know.
At non-Vengeance Day just sounds like everybody settled their scores, and it's fine. I think this was a weak-ass justification for her not wanting her title back, and not on well delivered, a little long, but there's not a lot of squirming out of this that you could have done if you're not gonna get it back. But the only logical step then is to go after the bigger title. That's the only reason the Glamour would not be interested in getting a North American title back, as far as my understanding of the character. I'm very excited in ring to see what like Jaida and Blake gives us, and I think the difference in archetypes could be super, super fun. I just think you should find a way to make it for contenderships. Like that there's no
Yeah.
I get that the title changed on a mistake, but I just am not buying that. Like that title is so far gone from that. That is now an Izzi Dame and Tater Tot vehicle, like in the blink of an eye. And like I honestly think you could do some cool work with like an Izzi Dame and a Blake Monroe little back and forth. Like that could get fun, but we are in a different world immediately. But
I mean, I always thought the North American title was beneath Blake Monroe. Mariah May, when she showed up, I was like, well, there's your next NXT Women's Champion.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then I thought as soon as she becomes that, it's her and Jordynne Grace for the next year. And Jordynne Grace is now on SmackDown. She's going to be tussling with Jade Cargill. Let's pray for the best. And Blake is like lost her North American title, the mid-card title, on a fluke weirdo thing that happened. And now they've decided to move that entire program to somebody else. And like, okay, then Blake Monroe is the perfect person to then slide into the top women's champion. If you're not bringing her up, she's the top contender for the top women's title. But at this point, she never brought up the top women's title.
No.
So it's just Jaida doesn't like Blake. I guess like if one thing, if she says that's why I'm coming for the women's world title, and Jaida showed up and said not so fast because I am, but now it just becomes like these two women don't like each other, and that's it. And again, what are we doing with JC Jane?
The hell if I know. I think it could turn into something like that. Jaida being like, while I was gone, you got a little too big for your britches there, Little Miss Glamour. It could be like a very fun thing to do, but it needs to be headed towards something bigger. Even for Jada's sake, because she was like constantly dancing around titles and not like actually holding them. So I don't know. But Alex, I felt so strongly that Blake would be a world champion, or at least in that picture, that like I would have laid money on it.
Me too.
I would have.
Unfortunately, there's no place where you can bet on wrestling.
Oh my God, Alex, I have such great news. There's somewhere that you can bet on wrestling and tons of other sports. And it's MyBookie AG.
At MyBookie AG, they say that you can bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. And they mean it. NBA, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, UFC, pro wrestling. But that's not it. Motorsports, golf, tennis, darts, cycling, cricket, handball, floorball, rugby, snooker, volleyball, table tennis, cycling. Yeah, you can bet on it at MyBookie AG. They got the best support system in the business. We only want you to bet what you can, and please bet responsibly. But go take advantage of being able to bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. They got live esports. They got racing. They got everything at MyBookie AG. And right now, get a $50 bonus when you deposit $100 or a $100 bonus when you deposit $200. You can bet with Bitcoin and play their great casino games as well. MyBookie AG.
There's so many things you can bet on at MyBookie AG, and pro wrestling is one of them. I can't believe you didn't know that. That's kind of embarrassing, honestly.
Well, I was just thinking back to my days in floorball, and the concussions I received in playing floorball. So perhaps that was why I didn't remember.
What was your what position were you in floorball?
Carpet.
I thought you were at least going to be like left wing or like make up something.
I was a pretty great carpet in floorball. I like not to toot my own horn, but I made second team all state carpet.
Okay. So, okay. What kept you from pursuing it to a professional degree?
All the concussions, all the rampant concussions that I got. playing floorball. Yeah, like I got CTE up the wazoo.
I'm very confused as to how this is not floor hockey, having done a cursory Google of it. Sure just seems like floor hockey, but God love them. I'm going to bet on it. And I'm going to win big.
All right.
It's like horse racing. You just pick the one with the fun names.
If you need any inside info, because of all of my years playing floorball, I can let you know what the tendencies are of the top teams.
You can tell me which team has the better carpet at the very least.
I can tell you how many great carpets people have. The hardwoods, linoleum. That's a tricky position to play. Linoleum really is.
Man,
Tile,
you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't go into scouting for.
Well, it has all the concussions. It's really difficult.
To remember. That explains a lot about this show, to be honest.
Common Valley says, "I love carpet. I love rug.
I love rug. I love rug. I love carpet." The damn linoleum will get you every time.
Yeah. So there was a Dark State promo, and like, we're not here to compete, we're here to take over, which is why after a year of being here, we're the tag champs, and that's it. And we didn't even know what the hell we were doing for 4 months.
You know what? Great.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to do or say anymore with this NXT tag division. Like, they put together a program finally about it, but like, this has just been an abysmal little journey. Not on the fault of the performers, on the fault of the creative, because they were like, we're gonna show up and write Robert Stone's name in blood across a wall, and then they were like, we're gonna be tag teams of a division that doesn't really exist much anymore.
Channing Stacks Lorenzo versus Shiloh Hill. Again, Shiloh Hill, fog around or find out. Fog it or fuck it, because I'm done.
Yeah.
He cuts a little promo about squirrels, about how he adopted some hibernating squirrels and how awesome it was
flying
to
squirrels.
Like hibernating flying squirrels. Yeah, no, it's not cute anymore. I need to know about the fog.
Yeah.
And
why were you getting out of town because of the fog rolling in?
Please, I need to know.
I would even say, Alex, at this point, we deserve to know. We've earned it. We've earned an explanation.
If anybody deserves to know about the fog, it's us.
It's us. And I don't care about his tooth. I care about the fog.
I care about the fog.
So knock it off with this, like, oh, my tooth I'm not distracted. Okay.
He's a fog fraud because he's
a fog fraud. Ooh, say that 10 times fast. Ooh,
it's difficult.
Fog fraud. Fog around to find out.
So
Shiloh Hill versus the Fog is a WrestleMania main event.
Shiloh Hill's hulking out moment as he takes out his tooth.
That is correct.
I just don't I don't get it. Stacks
it's to distract us from the fog.
Yeah, Stacks is pretty decent. Like David,
he's a really good seller. He's a really
Stacks
good
deserves
seller.
better. He's a great worker, but this program isn't going to raise his ceiling. With the family finish, what's the direction for him now? Santino's son-in-law. And
it's a
then
different
says,
family.
P.S. Bring back Carmen and Wendy Chu. Yeah, that'd be nice. Wouldn't that be great? That'd be good.
Carmen's evolving. Wendy, I have no idea why she's not like a main roster worker. Like I don't know what they didn't see in her that doesn't say she could deliver on the main roster tomorrow from any aspect of what she
could at least be like, have her kick people. Like she should be a whole kicky thing. Like her whole thing is kicky. You know?
But like my bigger thing with her is like I think she proved she can handle about whatever character you want to give her, considering she was like Sleepy Girl, 5,000-year-old dragon lady, like sleep paralysis.
The
demon,
Shing thing I think would have gotten over on the main roster. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about Carmen. I'm talking about Wendy.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Carmen.
That's bewildering.
I was talking about Kiki.
She should get to be Bloodsport, Carmen.
I mean, Wendy, obviously, they didn't. The problem with Wendy is that the stuff they were doing with her as a baby face would have gotten no traction on the main roster. With the girl who naps, I just don't feel like that had zero ceiling. Sleep paralysis demon. Well, I'm sorry, we're all full up on Spooky. We don't need any more Spooky. And then she went and did Spooky paralysis demon in Evolve, and now she's like, I want to be Karen Q now. I want to be Wendy Chu Karen Q. And I'm like, great, I want to see that too, but apparently that's not enough to get you on television. So I think she's amazing. I would like to see her unless you somehow catch lightning in a bottle, they're just never gonna put that person in a prominent role that fits how good she is, unfortunately. Carmen Petrovich seems like a slam dunk. Look at her, and she kicks hard. Like, it's so easy for this company to make that into something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, anyway. I don't know. This is silly. This whole match is silly. It's fine.
There's no flying squirrels.
There's no flying squirrel, although he did a flying squirrel maneuver.
He did.
Like, he put Stacks up against the ring steps on the outside and then ran at them, and Arianna Venti pulled him out of the way, and he dove 3 feet higher than where Stacks was and slid through the corner of the ring to the outside. I think Shiloh is a lot of fun. Certainly a lot less green somehow than Troy. Like, they've had the same amount of time as wrestlers, but you can tell he knows a lot more about where to be and what to do.
It feels like he has instincts that maybe
the character work is really solid. I just don't know where any of this goes, and personally, I resent him because of the lack of fog. So, like,
we can't know where any of it goes because we haven't got an explanation about the fog.
We need to let the fog play out, and I don't know if that's going to be possible for me. I may be a little unable to accurately, unbiased rate this man's matches because I resent him so much.
Well, between that and all the floorball concussions.
Yeah, that's true. That's both of those things. Yeah. But, like, I resent him so much for introducing the concept of the fog and then never paying off on the fog, and then introducing flying squirrels as though that's some kind of substitute for the fog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's some sort of red herring that I have no interest in, and he should go to jail.
At one point, he takes his tooth back out of his pocket and puts it back in his mouth, and then goes and smiles at Arianna Venti, who again reacts as though a puke monster is stalking her in the shadows, and runs away. And this time, before, it was the fact that he didn't have a tooth in, and the tooth was all over her boobs. This time he does have the tooth in. She's still so afraid of him. This whole thing ends blissfully because Shiloh has Stacks in a small package, and Arianna has to put her whole damn body under the bottom rope to shove Stacks' butt to switch over the who's on top of the small package, and the referee is literally right there, and the thing is, fine, whatever, 1, 2, 3, it's over, let's go, let's move on. And I don't get it.
I just can't believe this is what they're doing with the TNA with a TNA belt days before their debut. I was expecting someone from TNA to come out after this to set up a program for the big debut, but that's not a thing.
No.
So that to me is weird that the parent company of this belt doesn't care about it seemingly at all.
Mhm.
I'm more worried about the hygiene of the tooth than the tooth serving as a distraction. And
Mhm.
give me Fog or give me no more Shiloh Hill. You get one, and I like him. He's a decent performer, big character. But if you're not going to explain the Fog, I don't want to see him on my screen.
Mhm. Mhm.
This would be great. Next week, the NXT parking lot is filled with Fog. Great. What's next?
Mhm. So Izzi comes out and cuts her promo. She's been watching a lot of tape of Charlotte promos, and it just feels like it. Like there's a lot of the same cadence. She does it very
Mannerisms
well.
and
She's an incredibly accomplished speaker. Like, I don't know about a promo yet, but like the choice of words and how she formulates them and how she leads her cadence, knows when to pause. The crowd was being very mean to her. She did not let that phase her whatsoever. And she just kept going through it, and she just a lot. We already got kind of one of these with another blonde on the roster tonight. Blake Monroe coming out and basically her philosophy as a heel, and for several minutes, and then less than an hour later, you get Izzi Dame coming out and basically her philosophy as a heel champion for several minutes. And I feel like you don't need to do both of these
in the same episode, yeah.
And then you had Jaida interrupt Blake, and this time you had Tatum, obviously Tatum, interrupt Izzi. And I feel like we don't need to do the same thing on the same episode. But Tatum somehow lost the chainsaw. Maybe it was confiscated at the front desk. I don't know, but she should have brought the chainsaw.
Robert Stone was like, "Listen, I'm gonna have to go to Ava about this."
Tatum is pissed at Izzi because Tatum, by all rights, she's the one who scared off all the other girls with her chainsaw. She should have gotten the match against Thea Hale. She should have been the one to beat a injury weakened Thea Hale. But Tatum, if you had done that, we would not like you as much.
Right.
Part of Izzi Dame doing it is it builds heat. We like Thea Hale. She was already injured. And she was being naive and saying that I need to prove to myself that I'm good enough. Somebody come out and face me. If it was Tatum Paxley taking advantage of all of that, then that would not have been good. So Izzi coming out and doing it. Are you pissed now at Izzi because you already beat her fair and square last week? So that should be done. The old business is done and dusted. The new business is all because she snaked your open challenge away from you, because she comes out wanting to murder Izzi Dame. And Izzi Dame clutches her title to her and tries to go away, and Tatum headbutts a security guy and just fighting with a lot of people. I like Tatum. It is interesting to me that you could have had this feud over the women's world title. We decided to have this feud 2 months later over the mid-card title, because this is definitely, you could have easily done the exact same basic thing. All we needed to have was Izzi convince Tatum to put the title on the line in a triple threat or something. And Izzi is there to help out Tatum, but instead snakes the pin and becomes the champion. And then now Tatum wants the world title back from Izzi Dame. But instead we did all of this other stuff, and now we're getting right back to a thing we should. This was never the plan with the North American title. So I think this was a plan that they were thinking about doing with the world title before they decided to put it back on JC Jane. And then they're like, well, now that Izzi is the North American champion, We could just do that original thing we were thinking about doing now with Tatum and Izzi over a different title. And it just feels like there's a lot of things that, like, hold on. You talk.
So I think there's a point that Alex has there, but I do think like the next part of the story is that Izzi is standing in the way of Tatum getting any gold, right? Like she cost her world title, and then now with the North American title, Izzi like stunted her again. I don't know what the extensions are at the NXT phone system, but
hold on, it's ringing.
Oh, okay.
Ringing.
Hope he's loud enough.
Hi, HBK. Yeah, it's me again. Don't do that. All right. Bye.
He sounded receptive, so that's good. We'll see if it pays off. Yeah. But Izzi is very good on the mic. She's grown into that. This was the most, I think, like comfortable. Like today she was like in a groove. And she is very good. That makes me happy. But only thing with this, and this is not her fault, I don't know if this character is in this stable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if
No. She's
not a culling gal.
No, like she like because Sean Spears makes it spooky. Not spooky, but just like sinister, and she's not sinister. She's like
she doesn't hold her elbows like this.
She feels like a no nonsense, like she's a straight up heel woman. Like she's not necessarily like the fatal influencers who are like all about oh my god.
And she's not scared of a fight either.
She's not scared of a fight. Like, like this could be very interesting. It's just the culling just feels like she outgrew the culling.
It also just feels like she kind of there's a couple things too. Like I like that the woman is the heater. I think that's really cool. I like it in Death Riders. I like it here. And it also feels like, and they should do this, it feels like she evolved in a different direction than the stable went. And that's great. You should lean into the direction that wrestlers are supposed to organically grow.
Yeah.
Instead of forcing them to be a square peg in a round hole. So I like that. But it feels like Tater was the little weirdo, and then the rest of the cult was sinister, and then Izzi Dame is like a hot badass. That's my read on it. So that was my only thing with this. I thought she did a great job. Otherwise, she's been very good about staying on task when the crowd the past couple weeks has been weird. So kudos to her. I thought she did a good job tonight. Another very long promo though. Not her fault, but Blake's was long and this was like very, very long.
Yeah. Tom LaValle cautioning us that we're only in the second inning of the Fog story.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. So Kelly Kincaid interviews Ricky Saints in his Junior Mrs. Sweater. He says, since I was owed a rematch, I'm not in a qualifying match, which means there are now 5 qualifying matches, not 6. So there's only 11 guys. So maybe that's why Miles Bourne is pissy. I don't know. I'm going right to the ladder match, but I will be at ringside to watch 2 of the qualifiers next week. It's Eli Knight versus, I thought it was against Sean Legacy. It's Eli Knight versus Sean Legacy. I'm seeing, I have notes there that say Jackson Drake, but I'm almost positive it's Eli Knight versus Sean Legacy. And then Josh Briggs versus Shiloh Hill. And Stax is there and goes, wait a minute. I just beat that guy. Why is he getting in a qualifying match for the world title? And I'm like, I hate to say it, Stax, but you are correct.
Yeah, good writing. Smart.
But he's like, I just beat him. And I like Ricky being like, technically your girl beat him. Your girl cheated to help you win.
Yeah, that was good too.
But what are you complaining about? You still got the title. You still got the girl.
Yeah, come on.
And then Lexis King shows up. still with the bolo tie. He left. I don't know where he left the hat, but he wasn't wearing the hat. And he claps Stacks on the shoulder and says, "Let's talk." About what? Like, is this like you and I together are going to cost Shiloh Hill his match next week? So Josh Briggs is in it. I don't want Josh Briggs in the 6-man ladder match. Like, this crowd's just gonna go into business for themselves the whole friggin' time.
I know, but it's good to have one big ass dude that knows what they're
Then
doing.
have Keanu Carver should be in it.
Yeah, that's true.
You didn't do the thing you did at the beginning of the show to have Keanu Carver not be in the ladder match.
No, that's
that would be insane. We don't need Keanu Carver in it and Josh Briggs.
If you were gonna do Jackson Drake versus Eli Knight, you have to have LA Knight get special guest referee that match. Yeah. If you know, you know.
Well, listen, we need to have that match just so we can have Vic Joseph go, Eli Drake next.
100%. Yes, Stacks was right. Ricky is just like meant to be this character. Like he was really good as a face, but like every time he's on screen with this, I'm just like, this is so perfect. And it kind of works in NXT, honestly. Like it fits in better than a lot of fish out of water characters that we get. So this was all fine.
Tatum Paxley we watch her be kicked out of the arena for headbutting that guy. But
not for bringing a chainsaw. It's a very odd world.
Yeah, weird. Vanity Project, like we sign our new NXT contracts, and Jackson Drake is going to be in the qualifier for the ladder match, but not. I'm almost positive it's Sean Legacy versus Eli Knight. But anyway, he's going to be in a qualifier, so it's like they really don't have any guys left. They really don't have any guys left. For like that's 3 of your top 11 dudes, and 4 because you're going to Carver. Like there's fully half of your top 11 dudes are Evolve fresh signees. Yikes. Anyway, oh no, there's Keanu Carver, and they all run away, and Blake Howard's like, "Hey, I wanted to ask you about why you beat up everybody," and he's like, "Get out of my face!" and he slaps the cameraman.
These are all things that happened.
Dion Lennox and Joe Hendry have a no DQ match, and he had asked for OTM to be his backup, and so that he could counteract. And he gets to the bottom of the ring, and we already know that OTM is his backup. We saw them say yes.
Correct.
And so
Joe Hendry explained why they should be too.
Yeah, presumably Dark State would have also seen them say yes. At least somebody would have told them that they said yes, because they seemed convinced that they were just the 4 of them going to beat up Joe Hendry. And when OTM got there, they were like, "Well, this was not in our plans whatsoever." And they then for the entirety of the match, it's just them on one side standing there, Dork State, and on the other side of the ring, they were separated like boys and girls at a 6th grade dance. Like they never came close to each other or doing anything until it was time in the match for them to do it. And it became so obvious that like you hired OTM to help you out with these guys. And for the longest time, they just kept getting involved. Like kept like passing weapons to Dion Lennox, kept grabbing it at Joe Hendry's feet when he was near the ropes. This is all Dork State doing it, and OTM's just standing over there doing nothing. And I'm like, you hired some really bad security. They're not doing anything to help you. And then until they actually decided to, because they pulled out Dion Lennox and started beating him up. And then here come all the other guys, and they have a big brawl. And it's still 3-on-2, but who cares? That's enough. And they go to the back, and they're beating everybody. They go to the back. So then it's just Dion Lennox and Joe Hendry. And Earlier in the night, Kate, Ava is walking backstage. She's on her phone, and she's walking this way, in this direction. And then she turns and walks in this direction. And as she gets about 4 or 5 steps this way, Tony D walks in this direction, which means there's no way when she was walking here this direction, she did not see Tony D. He's just lurking around in the back. She says on the phone, "Oh, you'll be here tonight. Okay, well, I'll see you at the end of the show." We never do. Whoever she was talking to, we still don't know who it was. Was that just a thing to have her be doing?
Jaida Parker, maybe.
Maybe, but like you should pay that off in something. Like, whoever it was. We need to know specifically who she was talking to. Anyway, that was the only thing we got from Tony D on this show. On the show that's about like who's going to be in the ladder match. Tony D showed up on December 6th, I think it was, at the end of Deadline. He attacked Javon Evans and he mad dog. He gave the stink eye to Obafemi, who seemed shook. Then he's also attacked Ethan Page. He attacked Javon Evans again, and he's been lording over things in the background of stuff as well. It's been now like almost 5 weeks since he showed back up, and nobody put a mic in front of this dude ever. We have no idea what his new deal is at all. And up until like the final 2 minutes of the show tonight, we were just like, I guess we're never going to hear anything from Tony D. And then he shows up and he hits Dion Lennox in the back with a chair. And he picks him up and he does a big old choke slam to him, big old spine buster. And then Joe Hendry is like, yes, from all of the times we have interacted, I can only assume you are here to help me. You can help me up, sir. And then Tony D does. And Tony D then does a big slam to him. And then drags his carcass over onto Dion Lennox, who then gets counted. And then here comes Ava. Oh, no, not in my watch. You can do that even less than you can be a double champion. I am putting my foot down. And here comes all the security. He takes off his big coat. He throws it away. And he's been lifted because he's got some big, huge arms.
He does.
And he just beats up all the security guys. And then he walks out past Ava and he looks at her and he keeps walking. There was that moment before the security came out when he was just standing there after he pulled Joe Hendry over on top of Dion Lennox, where he looked out at the camera. And I wouldn't think anything of this except that it's Tony D. And he's too good of an actor. He's doing this on purpose. There was a look behind his eyes that I can only describe as mournful.
Yeah.
Like he was just looking out like I don't want to be doing this, but I feel like I have to. Was really interesting. It was almost as though somebody was making him do it. Like, because he's a mob guy, right? I was almost like, is he being blackmailed?
Is he?
Did somebody kidnap Big Ange and is holding her hostage? And if he doesn't destroy everybody and cut a swath so somebody else can come in and take over, like he just looked at the camera and it wasn't like, I'm doing this because I'm angry. There was no, I've seen Tony D's angry face.
Sure.
That was not an angry face. There was something else behind there. Like he did not feel like he should be doing it, but he had to. And again, just put a microphone in front of his face. It'll be great. He'll tell us all about it, but I don't think he's going to talk next week. And again, in 2 weeks, I'm going to be in Disneyland. And if I have to bring out, if I'm on a jungle cruise and the guy's like, hey, dude, put away your phone. I'm like, screw you, Tony D is talking. Like, come on. I need to know more from Tony D.
I don't like how aimless this has felt with Tony D. He has such presence about him, though, man. Like, every time he's had one of these segments, like, I'm kind of blown away by how much he's doing without saying anything, though I feel like him saying something is well overdue, especially with the way the landscape in the NXT men's division is right now. This match, boy, did I just not care.
No,
I know you're not a big Joe Hendry fan, but what sucks worse than silly goose Joe Hendry is super serious Joe Hendry. This this blows. Like I feel like they're trying to, the same way that they see if everybody works as a heel and face. I think they also try to see if you can be silly and serious, right? Like we talked about that with Zarya. Like we know she can be serious. Can she have this playful relationship with Sol Ruka? Like,
yeah.
And I feel like with Joe Hendry, they're like, well, we don't want him just to be the meme guy. We want to do more with him. This is not it. Like, I'm sure there's a more serious side of him in there. This sucked. Like, this program was not good. Like, you can't play his theme and have him come out all like, like it doesn't work. I understand the story behind why he aligned with OTM, but like I don't buy it for a second. So that was never gonna work for me because I didn't think what was going into it made any sense. But like when I hear his theme go off and he's coming out like to be taking care of business guy, that doesn't work. You gotta figure something else out. So there's all that. Tony D, I a couple weeks ago was like, maybe he is the leader of this group. And now he's clearly very much not.
No.
So it's weird because all of these spots, I feel like it's gone on a very long time. And a lot of that was just because there was taped Christmas episodes. But like, I am kind of compelled because at first it still seems aimless, but I'm like, so what is he doing here then? Is like
with the exception of Ricky, because he's Ricky, Tony D is the most compelling man you have on the show. And we don't even know why. You know what I mean? It's because you know what I mean? We don't even know why he's compelling because they won't let him talk. He's a really good talker. He's a great character, actor, performer. He's a fantastic wrestler. He was throwing around some German suplexes on those poor security dudes. I miss Tony D. And so like him just showing up and me getting so excited about him versus Javon versus Oba, and then like, no, those guys are on the main roster. Tony D is here. Like Tony D has to be in the ladder match, right?
Yes. Yeah. He might even take somebody out to qualify. Like he might.
I mean, he has to be in it and win it. Like
I think so. Yeah.
He's gotta. I mean, if he's not going to win the ladder match, he shouldn't be in the ladder match.
That
he should be the first challenger to the guy whoever wins it. You know what I mean?
He should be the next NXT champion, though. He just should.
I mean, something like that. You got to do something with him. I don't even know what. Why would you ever let it take this long to capitalize on that amazing moment where he showed up at the end of the play?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I just don't know.
Holiday taping schedule doesn't help.
Yeah. D-Train says, what a main event. Alex and Ramo in the SGS Discord was very entertaining. Ramo got on under my skin. He said that Tony D was bland. He was as bland as Austin Theory, and I lost my mind because you cannot judge the blandness or not blandness of nothing. They've never allowed him to be a character yet with this new thing. I'm very frustrated by the fact that they've created this new character, obviously, for Tony D, and they won't let him tell us what the hell is going on. And so that is frustrating, but you cannot say, oh, he's bland. You don't know what he is. That you can't say he's bland because you don't know what he is. And I lost it, so my fault.
I understand. And I would also just say, like, you can't, it's unfair because Austin Theory has what we call the golden egg advantage, and that is
well,
it's just like insider wrestling jargon.
I also may have said to Ramo, if you ever compare my Tony D to Austin Theory ever again. Just go ahead and ban yourself and save me the trouble. That's all I said. I wanted to before we get into our wonderful puns, I wanted to hit this from Ian Robinette, not Ian Riccaboni. Ian R, of course, is Ian Robinette, and says a big thank you to the whole SGS, especially Alex and Kate, for keeping me smiling and positive during my health problems I've been fighting since last April. We love you, Ian, not Riccaboni.
We do. Happy birthday, Ian Riccaboni, by the way, who you definitely are. We do love you so much around these parts, and I've been having health issues myself. I've had family members with health issues. It's tough. It's lonely.
No fun.
It's hard. So we're glad that you found some relief with us, and happy birthday. I hope you're having fun in Allentown, Pennsylvania, where you are from, because you are Ian Riccaboni.
I also want to get this thing. I was just thinking the other day, whatever happened to Michael Dammit? Here he is. Hi, guys. Long time no see. Welcome back, Michael Dammit.
Hi, Michael Dammit. We were like, Michael Dammit, where is he? And here you are.
Right. Okay, we had football puns because it's football playoffs.
We also had a chat from my cousin who was asking you.
No, we'll get to it.
Okay. We'll
get to it. Greg Cherry Brand said Big Josh Allen. And
That's
Ian Robinette said touchback team 2000. And then I like so Chris Pereira says Bam Bam Biga Lombardi.
I love that there's ones that are assigned to us. It makes me feel good.
Rafael Garcia says Washington Commanders.
Ooh, I like it.
Ian Robinette says Booker TD. And Greg Cherry Brand says Pittsburgh Steel Chairs.
That was their offense yesterday.
Ian Robinette says Audible Nakano. Audible Nakano. Omaha Nakano. I am Chris Pereira says the new Vicious Vegas Raiders, which might be one of the best we've ever gotten.
That's phenomenal.
I like that one. The new Vicious Vegas Raiders is really good. Orion Ben says First and Hendry, Jacob Chainlink Marley, and Doink.
Very nice.
When you hit the upright, it's a doink. Greg Cherry Brand says Billy Shotgun. And then
very nice.
JJT219 says Buffalo Big Bills. Mr. Safety and Jalen Hurts Syndicate.
Very nice.
Ian Robinette says TMDK, the mighty don't kneel. They don't kneel. They keep pounding the fullback dive over and over again. You want to go back in the locker room? Stop us. Otherwise, we're gonna score more touchdowns. That's what the mighty don't do.
That's correct. Please buy me their tracksuit. It's $175, but I want it so bad.
I am Chris Pereira says Atlanta Falcon Arrow.
Very nice.
Ian Robinette says Sack Sabre Jr.
SSJ, as it were.
I am Chris Pereira says
Pass Roosh.
Pass Roosh.
You mess with the pass. Get the Roosh.
You get the Roosh. Orion Ben says Bengals Jungle Jack Refrigerator Perry. That is a wonderful triple in all together. That's
dang.
Yep.
A deep
cut. Says Miami Dolphin Ballers.
You're a bad football team. That's very true, unfortunately.
Meet Normus says Thea Hail Mary. Punter El Cerro Mahomes. Referee Ripley. Super kickoff party. Handoff Adam Page.
Very nice.
Cleveland D-Lo Browns.
Yes.
Buffalo Big Bills. Wyatt Pick Six.
Wyatt Pick Six is really good.
I'm Chris Pereira says Jamar Chase U.
Very good.
Ricardo Holt says Tecmo Team 2000. Says Ray Finca El Janeiro. Laces out. Cito Gatto says Randy the Los Angeles Ram Robinson. Chicago Bear Bronson. Nia Jacksonville Jaguars. Big Buffalo Bills. Hacksaw Jim Nance. Philadelphia Stardust. R.I.P. the USFL.
Yeah. Another alphabet league gone too soon.
Ian Hubbard says Dan Marino Buffetti. I'm Chris Burra says Samoa Joe Montana. And
very nice.
Terry Bradshaw Layfield.
Very good.
We got Seattle Seahawk. And Animal. Seattle Seahawk and Animal. We don't just set Lamar. We are Lamar.
We are Lamar.
Notre Izzy Dame. Shane nice. O'Mac Jones. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Very nice.
We also love you, Greg. Enormous says Royal Fumble, Gridiron Man match, and Laces Outrunners.
Very nice.
I am Chris Burra says Tom Lindsay Dorado, Mike Tom Lindsay Dorado, double Doink the Clown, and 24-inch pylons. Not pythons, but pylons.
Very well done.
Meet Norma says a face mascara Dorada. End zone. My name is End Zone Amore.
That one's excellent.
Meta 49ers. Cito Gatto says Booker Wing T, the amazing Red Zone. Trey Cherry says DK Metcalf Crusher, automatic rematch Boz. TK what?
TJ Watt.
I know TJ Watt. Nick Herbig Josh.
Very
Stone
nice.
Cold Calvin Austin. Patrick Queen Namanata. Mason Rudolph Ziegler.
Okay.
There we go.
Very nice. Thank you.
Ben Chris Ferrer says Ryan Leaf Cassidy.
Very good.
Silver Apocalypse says the amazing Red Zone, the bloodline of scrimmage, Super Bowl punch, Las Vegas Viking Raiders, time outsiders, and 2-minute drill McIntyre.
Very good.
Silver Apocalypse says Hook and Ladder, the Field General Gunther, the Royal Fumble, Jungle Sack Perry, Goal Post, Match Shenanigans.
Very nice.
Okay. I think that's all of those puns. Tom LaValle asking, don't you get title shots from losing a bunch? I mean, sure. Sure, you do, but you shouldn't. Meet Normus says, how is the ring the safest place in NXT? It is that. That's the safest place. It is the safest place. And Megan asking, I wonder if Shawn Michaels is like, they really won't let go of this fog thing.
Really?
We won't, Shawn. We won't.
Just give him a call.
We're not gonna let go of the fog thing. Just so you know. Okay, love you too. Bye.
Oh, you guys love each other.
I don't know.
I'm glad you found the redial button too. That's good. You don't have to type
I put it on speed dial. So Tom LaValle also says this is why you have kids to do chores for you.
There you go.
And Nick Young says Alex ruined wrestling for me because none of his good ideas ever actually happened. Try being me.
Welcome.
They're so bad at this. I have a lot of ideas I never even say it to you people. And then those never happen either.
It's a tough life.
It's
hard times is what it is.
Your cousin says, who is Alex's favorite Stranger Things character and when is he making Kate watch and review Burn Notice? Well, two things. My favorite Stranger Things character is probably Steve, Actually, I really like Steve. And the other thing is never. I'm never making her watch and review Burn Notice because I don't want to either. So
Thank you.
there you go.
He's all fixated on it because he loves that show, and the Big Show was in an episode. But I tried to explain to him, it's also very tricky for us to do 30-minute reviews with the way we do things, unless Chuck Norris is and Hulk Hogan are solving racism with a youth center.
I use from AEW King, who says Big Bang Austin Theory.
I like it.
If it were TV puns, we'd be 100%.
Big Bang Austin Theory.
Okay, we got 3 jukeboxes and we're out. Nobody said anything else.
They're all Alex's.
They're all mine. Okay.
I mean, they're all a cast of characters that I don't do.
Yeah. Come out. Okay, I don't know what that is. Rafael Garcia wants Paul Pawlowski to sing "Come Out, Ye Black and Tans" by the Wolf Tones.
By the Wolf Tones, very nice.
I don't know.
The dulcet tones of wolves.
Yeah. Oh, I was born on a Dublin street where the royal drums do beat, and those loving English feet, they walked all over us. And every single night when we die, I would come home tight and invite the neighbors out with this chorus. Come out, you black and tans. Come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you won medals down in Flanders. Tell her how the IRA made you one like hell away from the green and lovely lanes of Cassandra. Come, let us hear you tell how you slandered great Purnell when you fought him well and truly persecuted. Where the smears and jeers that you loudly let us hear when our leaders of 16 were executed. Come out, you black and tans, come and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you won medals down in Flanders. Tell her how the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lanes of Cassandra. It's a long song. I'm not going to sing the rest of it, but what?
No, that's okay. I think you did good.
Thank you. Okay. Let's see here. I want Dusty, the ghost of Dusty Rhodes, to sing "I Fell" by Wicca Phase.
There you go. I feel like Falling in Wrestler Heaven's probably not that instrumental, but
no. I mean, also is it? Oh, it's the Darby Allin theme. That's what it is.
Oh, and he wants Dusty to sing it?
Oh, Dusty to sing it. Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Okay. All right, here we go. Ooh, yeah. Dust is not here. I'll go see if I can find him. That was weird. I don't know why it was Macho Man. That was odd.
Was very odd. Yeah.
Very weird. Let's see if I can figure out how to do. It was me. Sorry, I stepped away to tinkle, and then Macho Man came and found me. Okay, here we go. I'm singing a Darby Allin theme. Here we go. I don't see because my head is on fire. I hate creeps and I hate liars. You want the grave kept secret? I never tell. I'm up in heaven, but I came from hell. I fell. So did you. It doesn't matter what came before. I felt pain and I wanted more. I'm not settled until I done it all and right. I split my head open again last night. Well, that is a Darby Allin thing. He does split his head open, falling. I fell, and so did you. I don't sleep because my head is on fire. I hate creeps and I hate liars. You want the grave thief kept thinking I never tell? I'm up in heaven, baby, but I came from hell. I came from death. I'm death and torn up flesh. I painted my face white, and babe, it turned out red. Now that is a Darby right there to a T. Painted his face white, but it ended up red, baby. I came from nothing, and nothing is where I return. You lit a match. Now watch it burn. I fell. So did you. I'm Darby Allin.
You sounded like a politician there. I'm Darby Allin, and I approve of this message.
I'm Davion, and I approve this message. Fall off a high stuff. It'll get you far, kids.
It did. It did.
That's it. All right. Well,
It was beautifully done. Different vibe. A good cover is a different vibe than the original.
It's a different. That's right. I'm not out here going. I don't think my hell is on fire. I wouldn't get here actually trying to sound like the actual song. That'd be silly.
I agree. That would be silly.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm gonna leave now. Bye.
Okay. Enjoy the great beyond. We'll see you.
Hello.
Ricky!
Ryan Ben wants Ricky to sing Possum Kingdom by the Toadies.
Nice choice. Underrated band.
It's a great
Toadies.
choice. Wonderful 90s band. Possum Kingdom by the Toadies. Lyrics and click. Here we go. Make up your mind. Decide to walk with me around the lake tonight. Around the lake tonight. By my side. By my side. I'm not gonna lie. I'll not be a gentleman. Behind the boathouse, I'll show you my dark secret. I think he's speaking in metaphor. I think so too. I think he's speaking in metaphor there. I'm not gonna lie. I want you for mine, my blushing bride, my lover, be my lover, yeah? Don't be afraid. I don't mean to scare you, so help me, Jesus. I can promise you, you will stay as beautiful with dark hair and soft skin forever, forever. Make up your mind, and I promise you, I will treat you well, my sweet angel. So help me, Jesus. Give it up to me. Give it up to me. Do you want to be my angel? Thank you.
That was beautiful, Ricky.
I feel like this song has a more sinister meaning that perhaps we all thought it did back in the day.
It's possible. It is possible. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But there's been a lot of drugs that have been done since then. So
that's true. And floorball concussions. Let's not forget about those.
Oh God, rampant.
Everybody's got lots of floorball concussions.
It's so true. Everybody does.
Everybody does. Anyway.
How you doing, Ricky?
All right. You know.
Right. How's your year starting off?
It's it's okay. You know, right. it's the dog days of winter. You know, you're just hoping for spring. You know, only a few short weeks we're gonna figure out what the groundhog says.
It's true. That is true.
And then we're gonna be able to just obey the whims of a large rodent. Mm-hmm. And decide to base our entire almanac on whether or not he gets scared of his shadow.
Didn't have you pinned as a big groundhog guy, like Groundhog Day guy, but
I mean Bill Murray, right? So
Ned Ryerson, the whole crew.
The whole Bing. I'm gonna love that, Ned. Anyway, keep cool, gabagoos.
Toodles.